Hello and welcome to the Guitar Collection. Well, what I have with me here today is this beautiful 2011 Martin Blackwell Doubletop guitar. And what you can see there in the camera is not a bunch of scratches, but a beautiful spruce Bearclaw top. I'll say Bearclaw Spruce. It's just really named after what it kind of looks like. In certain lighting, it really pops out, and hopefully the camera's picking up on some of that. So, Martin Blackwell guitars are getting harder and harder to find because more and more professionals are ordering them and performing on them regularly in concerts. That being said, this spruce top guitar from more than 10 years ago now, I think competes really, really well to my absolute favorite ones that I've ever played. And it's for a fraction of the cost. It's really interesting to me that over hundreds of guitars that certain makers make, like Martin Blackwell, that even their older instruments, like this one here from 2011, still have that characteristic Blackwell sound. And how to define that, who knows exactly. But I'll tell you this. For a double top, it is one of the most natural sounding double tops in the world. That's the common thing that you'll hear repeated about Blackwell guitars. And it's because he talks about this on his website as well, but it's not just a push for volume with the double tops. He's trying to retain a traditional sound with the guitars, and that's really what this guitar does. It's very dark, very Spanish sounding here. It brightens up very easily. And characteristically, it has these really fat sounding trebles that you heard me playing there in the intro. But listen to this on the second string. They're just these huge round sounded treble strings. No, that's not the best way to describe it. Sometimes when you have that characteristic, it's very hard to make a guitar get a little bit brighter sounding. But listen to this. Maybe this is the benefit of this guitar in particular, being spruce top. Playing this guitar reminds me of something that I just recently heard David Russell say in an interview about why he plays his guitar. And I'll put a clip of it here actually.
It's a dark sound, it's a fantastic colour.
Which is perhaps, for some people, a worry, if you like, Yeah. But you can go from either side. You get a guitar that is too bright, and then work it, that maybe is naturally on the bright side, which I played before. The John Gilbert guitars I used for years, which is almost violently bright. And then you have to spend all your time kind of rounding off. I mean, it's a lot of fun, but it's not a smooth ride for the player, Maybe as you get older, you want a Mercedes rather than a Ferrari, something that will just be a little forgiving. And this is a lot more forgiving.
And that is exactly how I feel about this guitar. And Blackwell's guitars in general, is that you don't really feel like you're working hard to make a great sound. It doesn't overly expose you, but it also doesn't cover up everything that you do. It just feels easy to play. Before I go play some musical examples on this guitar, maybe I'll just give you a quick rundown of the specs, other than what I already told you about it being a Bearclaw Spruce Doubletop guitar. It has nomex in the interior. It has a sound port here so that you can hear yourself a little bit better while you're playing. And if you want, you can always cover this up with something. On some of my guitars, I use something that kind of looks like this, just something that's static and plastic that you can put over this. And if you want to block that, you totally can. It has a raised fingerboard, not dramatic like Humphrey style, but just a little bit. Helps you get up to the higher frets. It has a 20th C note here, the 20th fret. Indian rosewood back and sides. And I have to say, all of the Blackwell guitars that I've seen, he picks out these beautiful pieces and matches them so nicely that it almost looks like it's one piece of wood, but it is in fact a two-piece back here, book matched. Here's the tuners. I am actually not sure what these tuners are here, but they appear to look something like Sloan's. But they are very smooth and they work well. You can see the headstock has this maple strip down the center, which you really don't see a lot on Blackwell's guitars. It's a really nice touch on this instrument, and it matches the spruce top very well. And I think I covered most of the specs of this guitar. I would say the neck feels very easy to play. The action is set up nice and low. I would say something like 3.5 and 2.75, if you know what I'm talking about. This is measured from the top of the fret to the bottom of the string at the 12th fret on both the 6th and 1st string side. It's a very low action and it plays great. It only buzzes if you really lay into it. So I can play these big chords like, and only make it buzz a little bit. If I back off just a little bit, I can go, or, right, with very little buzz. One other thing I wanted to mention were the strings that I currently have on this guitar. The bottom 3 strings are D'Addario EJ45, the X series strings, which just make them last a little bit longer. And then the 3rd and 2nd string are the D'Addario normal tension carbon, and the 1st string is D'Addario normal tension or high tension nylon. I'm actually not quite sure. I don't remember what I put on there, but I think it is high tension nylon on the 1st string. It is not carbon. So you're getting this sweet sound and all the sustain. With no help from carbon. So, well, I think I've covered enough little details about this and played a lot of the same chords on this guitar. So why don't I play a few more musical examples for you on this instrument? And before I do that, I just wanted to remind you to go to the website, guitarcollection.com. I have the links everywhere here. And make sure to subscribe to the newsletter on the website, because I often send out emails before guitars become available to give those that want to be notified a first glance at them before I publicly list them. I always have new guitars coming in, so if this one's not available, I guarantee you there's something else that I'm about to list on there, so shoot me an email. I love talking about guitars, and thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. I've noticed that other people like these in-depth reviews of instruments and learning about them just like I do. So thank you so much, and always feel free to leave me feedback. Without further ado, let's play some more passages on this guitar, and I hope to see you soon. See you in the next video.
it.